Hey, the good people of Wales voted for Brexit in large numbers. It was overwhelming. And Wales is heading for a new era of austerity. Why? Because of Brexit. This is in the Financial Times. Wales is heading for a new era of austerity after losing £375 million a year in EU economic aid because of Brexit. This is the Welsh Economy Minister, Vaughan Gething. He told the Financial Times that while much funding from Brussels would end this financial year, following the UK's departure from the EU, the government in London had yet to allocate replacement support as promised. Wow. What a completely surprising development that Ramonas such as myself have been predicting for about 5 years now. All 3 UK devolved administrations face significant cuts to their incomes after Brexit ended the flow of EU money. But I suppose they know what they voted for. The difference between them, of course, is that Wales is the only one that gleefully voted to leave the European Union. And they did know what they were voting for. They were voting to become poorer. Obvs. Prime Minister Boris Johnson has promised to match the shortfall in EU funding for Wales and Scotland and Northern Ireland after Brexit. And when has the Prime Minister ever let anybody down?
Groovy.
Oh, damn it, wrong one. Not groovy, goofy. When has the Prime Minister ever let anyone down? Apart from all the time. EU structural funds ended in December this year. The government plans to replace the EU money with what they call a shared prosperity fund. Yeah, that's right, because they're all about sharing the prosperity. Shared prosperity fund is worth £1.5 million annually, but the government has yet to outline how it will work. Well, let's imagine how it might work. It'll probably work like this. They'll employ a company, let's say Burco. Burco will distribute the money, and an accounting firm, let's call it OI. They'll oversee the fund. There'll be consultants, of course. We'll be needing about 10,000 of them at £4,000 a day, and a scheme that will be outsourced to a personal friend of the regime, and it's gone. Sorry, no more money.
What?
Yeah, the money was distributed in accordance with the rules, and no details will be released because it would be impertinent to ask for them.
Be polite!
Now, please move along, or Prissy Patel will put you in a chain gang. You'll be working on the highways and byways and wearing a frown, and all day long you'll work so hard till the sun is going down.
Rock and roll!
Here's an indication of where this is going. Don't be surprised, you voted for this. A pilot scheme and precursor for the Shared Prosperity Fund, the Community Renewal Fund, worth £220 million, and which covers all UK regions, is in place for the current financial year. £220 million for all UK regions. Wales is going to get £10 million. A huge drop in 1 year, says the Welsh Economy Minister Vaughan Gething. Previously, European money paid for more than 5,000 apprenticeships a year, and almost half of the £181 million Wales Business Fund, which supports small businesses. Yeah, but the good people of Wales don't want that EU money, because that money is socialist surrender money. They expect that the Conservative administration will make up the difference and support Wales. Meanwhile, in Northern Ireland, Finance Minister Conor Murphy in March said he'd spent £42.5 million of the region's budget to fund economic development programmes, which was formerly paid for by the EU. The UK's replacement fund still falls far short of its EU predecessor, he told Parliament. Northern Ireland, they continue to receive some EU money through the Peace Plus project. There's €1 billion in that. It's a project to promote peace and prosperity in Ireland. Multi-year projects approved before 2021 can claim back money from Brussels for another 3 years, so they'll have money coming in. The Welsh, Scottish and Northern Ireland governments previously had a central role in allocating EU funds. They dictated where the money went because, local people know where the money is needed. And do you think that the government is going to continue with that?
No.
Of course they aren't. Of course they aren't. Emergency powers bringing control of money back under the control of Boris Johnson is what's happening. Under legislation passed by Westminster last year, the UK government now controls regional governments' spending. They can bypass the regional government's wishes, despite spending in policy areas having been so-called devolved since 1999. So the money that they used to receive from the EU, that local politicians would decide where it went, where it would be best spent, that's out. Now you will get a small dribble, a little amount, and the government will tell you where it's going. But, I suppose you knew what you were voting for, Wales. Before Brexit, Wales was the biggest recipient of EU funds, receiving twice as much as Scotland and 4 times as much as Northern Ireland. I mean, it's actually sad. Vaughan Gething said, we have an agreement on how we wanted to use that money, that EU money, to support the economy, skills and innovation. What is the strategy and purpose behind the current UK government approach? He's the Welsh economy minister. He doesn't even know. He said it's hard to see a strategy. Local authorities are bidding against each other, but regional working requires collaboration. Wales has less say over less money. But I suppose you knew what you were voting for, eh?